Here we are. It's time for the Stanley Cup Final, Game 1. We have nearly led this team to the promised land. But before we can do all that, we got to play Connor McDavid and the Edmonton Oilers. I expect this to be a very high-scoring series. I really do. And I think we're going to have our hands full trying to simply just contain the Edmonton offense. Again, this is a 2006 Stanley Cup Final rematch. The difference is this series this time starts on the road in Edmonton, so we have to stay on the road as we eliminated the Senators in a sweep in their home building. So now we have to stay on the road and go to Edmonton to play the Oilers for Game 1 of the Cup Final. It's been a long journey to get here, and this is what we signed up for. I remember, I've said it a few times, but we came back to our hometown squad, the Carolina Hurricanes, so we could have a shot at starting playoff games and ultimately trying to win hockey's greatest prize, the Stanley Cup. That's what we're here to do. We have a legitimate shot at pulling this off. And of course, before we begin this Stanley Cup Final, a look at the road to get here for both the Edmonton Oilers and the Carolina Hurricanes. It started for us with a sweep over the Canadiens in round 1. We went on to play a very interesting and tight series with the Washington Capitals, eliminating the Capitals in 6 games, and then, of course, sweeping the conference final over the Ottawa Senators. Likewise for Edmonton, 7 games against Vegas to win that one in 7, and then 1 in 6 over Seattle, so they had to work really hard to win those first 2 rounds of the playoffs. But then they went on to sweep the Minnesota Wild in the Western Conference Final. So both of these teams, they just completely owned the conference final on each side of the bracket. And of course, a quick look at the Edmonton Oilers and what they've done to this point in the playoffs. Connor McDavid, no big surprise here, 13 goals, 21 points in 17 games, as well as Leon Draisaitl, that two-headed monster, I assume on the top line. Draisaitl 95 overall. This is what we have to contend with. A 95 overall first-line forward. Hedman 90 overall. That's going to be brutal on the back end. Pulla-Harvey on the forward line, 88 overall. An 84 overall Zach Hyman. An 86 overall Jack Roslovic. 85 overall Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. 86 overall Brock Besser. 85 overall Tyson Barrie. 87 overall Dylan Holloway. An 84 overall Evan Bouchard. An 80 overall Rudolph Balcers. An 82 overall Anjay Kopitar at 38 years of age. An 82 overall Ross Colton. 80 overall Sarah Noel. 81 overall Philip Kurashev. 85 overall Damon Severson on the back end. 85 overall Matt Dumba. 86 overall Darnell Nurse. And 81 overall Brian Dumoulin. What a solid lineup top to bottom for the Edmonton Oilers. And of course, in net, Jack Campbell. 12 wins, 4 losses, 937 save percentage in those games, 3 shutouts. Quite a solid postseason for Jack Campbell in the net for the Edmonton Oilers, doing all of this, of course, in 17 games played. What a solid lineup for the Edmonton Oilers, top to bottom. This is what we have to contend with. Great depth just throughout the entire lineup, forward and defense pairs, forward lines and defense pairs. This is a very stacked team. They're in the final for a reason, but we're here as well for a reason. That nervous anticipation before one of the biggest games of our entire lives. It's hockey's biggest stage. It's the Stanley Cup Final on the road in Edmonton, Alberta. So we do start this series on the road as, of course, we win the Prince of Wales Trophy and thus represent the Eastern Conference in the Stanley Cup Final in a 2006 rematch between these two teams. Of course, Carolina's only Stanley Cup in history was won against these very same Oilers back in 2006 in a 7-game final series. It was an epic series, actually, and tip of the cap to that Edmonton Oilers team in 2006. They were phenomenal on that playoff run, and I know a lot of Oiler fans wish they had won that cup, but as a Hurricanes fan, obviously, I was very glad to have witnessed it as a 12-year-old I have a ton of memories from 2006. That whole playoff run, I watched it, all of it. And I remember watching Game 7. I think I put a chair in front of the television for Game 7. We had one of those big, giant, boxy TVs. This was right before or around the time HD television was coming out. And I put a chair in the living room. I don't think I sat in it the whole game. I think I stood up, and I remember the joy of being able to witness my hometown team and just my favorite team win a Stanley Cup. There's no feeling quite like it, and we're going to, of course, attempt to win the Stanley Cup in this Goalie Be a Pro series. Feels kind of surreal to actually be playing in the Stanley Cup final as the starting goaltender, and not just for any team, but for my hometown team, for my favorite team. Shot on the blocker side. There's our first save of the final. It comes off of Nugent Hopkins. Roslovic from the corner pulls back behind the net. We're going to find out what we're dealing with the Edmonton Oilers offense here. I expect a lot from them. In front, another one turned aside. I think Nugent Hopkins again. And let's just try to get this out calmly. D'Angelo up the boards, finds Kotkaniemi. What a pass through the seam in the middle. We've worked really, really freaking hard to get here, and we play behind a great system. A defensive system pulled away by my defenseman, so good work there early on the Edmonton offense. I think we're just merely hoping to contain at least. Well, nice save on Brock Besser. We're trying to contain, at the very least, the first line. I don't think we're going to hold this first line scoreless in many of these games. In fact, I'm expecting multiple multi-point games from Edmonton's top line with Leon Draisaitl and Connor McDavid on it. I mean, we looked at the Oilers roster. They're not just stacked up front. They are solid top to bottom. On the D side of things, their defense is pretty good. There's nothing really to me that stands out overwhelmingly massive about their defense, I guess. But they have great depth. There's not a whole lot of weakness on their defensive side. I guess Victor Hedman is a strong defenseman on this Oilers roster. That was through the screen from Connor McDavid. Here we go. Leon Draisaitl to McDavid. Get up. This is what we're dealing with. A best-of-7 series of this. Just hold on to your pants. Oh, flung wide, I think, by Puloharvi. Draisaitl. He's going to circle the zone. Back to Severson on the point. Nurse. McDavid. Watch McDavid. Severson shoots. We block it aside. Here's a look at Draisaitl to McDavid. Expect a lot of that. Oh, wow. We get this with the top of the glove. It's a save. A save is a save. This first line is going to be really going for Edmonton on the backhand reception to Puloharvi, I think, who flung that one wide. And then Draisaitl the retrieval. This is where Draisaitl goes back. Over to Severson, off to Darnell Nurse, down low. Severson receives the return feed from McDavid, and he's going to shoot it. Oh! This is turned aside off of, I think that's Martin Necas in front. It hits the leg, and we still make a blocker save on it. Well, welcome to the Stanley Cup Final against the Edmonton Oilers. I have been properly introduced to the Oilers offense early in this game. I've got to mentally prepare myself. I have to be strong. Oh, I got lucky. That was an awkward shot from Connor McDavid. Breakaways in this series are just about my worst nightmare. We know the speed McDavid has, and of course they've got Leon Draisaitl, like I said, basically a two-headed monster on the forward group. They got a solid couple of lines through the Oilers. They've got a couple of really good lines. Roslovic on this one. Hurricanes trying to find a way through the neutral zone. But look at the cluster in neutral ice. A move by Necas. Given off, give and go. And a big save, two of them in fact, by Jack Campbell off of Martin Necas. Look at this move. Slippery like soap. Martin Necas gives it over to, who is this? This is Nichushkin. Give and go play. I thought for sure the first goal of the final was coming right here. Look at it. He gets the boot on it. Well, Jack Campbell gets a boot on that backdoor feed to Martin Necas, and this game will remain scoreless. It still does. A couple of saves in a row. Has Jack Campbell come to play in this one? Is this quickly going to turn into a goaltender's duel of a game and maybe even a series? Severson is pinned by Nishushkin in the corner. That's a good pinch by Morrissey. He's kept the puck in. Look at him. He's allowed Larkin, and he fed it wide of the net. That's an unfortunate result. Nishushkin absorbed a lot of contact on the boards. The puck is loose. It's available. Still not covered. Campbell falls over in the crease. Kotkaniemi works it back from behind the net to Tony DeAngelo, who's, of course, lost it to Severson. Besser will bring it through center. Besser shoots. Blocker save. Turned perfectly into the corner. My defenseman can handle this now. Ahead to KK. Through center ice. The Hurricanes go right back again on the charge. On the attack, and then quickly lost. Holloway finds a loose Pullaharvi in the neutral ice. And already down to the final 40 seconds of the first period. This has been a fast-played Game 1. First period of Game 1 of the final. Final 5 seconds. Can we get a shot before the period ends? No, we cannot. A good poke check. A great stick by the Oilers defense. And we will be scoreless at the end of 1. Shots are 9-8 in favor of the Hurricanes after 1 period of play. Plenty of great opportunities, in fact, on both sides of the puck, offensively speaking. But both goaltenders have been sharp and tall to their tasks in their respective nets. Leon Draisaitl comes streaking up the wing, or up the middle of the ice, rather, and it was blocked off the knee of DeAngelo. We've got a penalty. A penalty has happened behind the play. I'm going to play this and try to be smart with it. If they touch it, it would have been touched up for the delayed penalty, but there was, I guess, the risk of it being poked into my own net. But I like to live dangerously. And Leon Draisaitl is going to go have naughty time in the box. That actually sounds wrong. I take that back. Well, he did do something naughty. He held up DeAngelo in the corner. And the Hurricanes are going to go to the game's first power play, believe it or not, after Leon Draisaitl took a holding penalty in the corner to the side of my net. An interesting flip into the corner, but we have the retrieval. Larkin is bumped, and Dumba will carry this away. Look at this. Edmonton's going to go shorthanded for offense. We're going to bump them off the puck for a moment. Oh, God. Oh, that's a bad turnover. Colton to Holloway. We made a save on that. That was a bad play, a turnover with the power play trying to break out of our own zone. That's why you always pay attention, even when your team's breaking it out, because they might make a goofball mistake like that last turnover. We're lucky they didn't score. I slid over a little too aggressively, but still got the glove save. We're going to try to come out and knock this down for our teammates. We got lots of guys changing behind the play there, and I don't think I hit a teammate with that pass. The power play so far that has gone nowhere. We've given Edmonton a pretty quality opportunity. I'm just going to leave that. That was dangerous to leave that for my defenseman like that, with him passing it in front of an open net. And now Timo Meyer shoots. Pretty routine stuff from Jack Campbell. We can't get to Jack Campbell if we don't have better opportunities than the ones we've generated so far, especially with this power play. A very disappointing first power play, and now we've taken a penalty. 4-on-4 for 12 seconds coming up. Seth Jarvis with a pretty dumb slashing penalty. Not just a dumb slashing penalty because it's a penalty, but it's in the attacking zone, and it's during a power play that, granted, yes, only had about 12 seconds left on it, but a really dumb penalty. We're going to have to now kill this thing off, and you know who's going to be on the ice for the Oilers with this man advantage. And here comes Brock Besser up the wing. Is he going to drop that trailing play? Not because of Lindell's stick. Druin is pinned along the boards. This could be bad if we can't win that puck battle, but we did. Do not hold him behind the play there. It's rimmed along the boards and laid perfectly for Besser. McDavid has it through center off of that kick feed. McDavid rolls, and Bear will get it to Larkin, who will clear it all the way down the ice. Every opportunity we can get to relieve the pressure is going to be useful and critical. We're doing a decent job with his penalty kill so far. More than halfway gone on the kill. No pressure on Roslovic on the entry. Pullaharvi dishes and intercepted by Druin. Really good defense. Well, we haven't been too badly tested so far on this one. Here we go. Roslovic centering. Oh, perfect read on the backdoor feed. Connor McDavid. He was waiting right there for that perfect pass. See, this is where the Oilers' power play is going to excel. With the power play, much more ice, more space to work with, and they can find the likes of Connor McDavid wide open on a backdoor pass. This gets right to him, but we anticipate that perfectly. And that last save is a prime example of why in this whole series we have got to limit the penalties we take. They're going to be taken. Our team is going to take penalties. But we've killed the first one that we've taken off in this game. Roslovic, a one-man rush for Roslovic. He's waiting for some teammates. A good drop pass finding Nugent Hopkins, who's already tested us earlier in the game. Tests us a little bit again, and we make a backhand save, or save on a backhand shot. Turned over, Roslovic. The forechecking pressure of Roslovic was in our faces there, but we will escape harm now up through center. Seth Jarvis lost it to Nate as Hedman picks it up. And now Victor Hedman can find Roslovic. Streaking up the wing here. Protects on the backhand and then lost it to D'Angelo. A wide open Svechnikov, perhaps coming off the bench. Has received the pass, shooting, and maybe hit the post just past Jack Campbell. This one is dumped in by Edmonton. We can play it. And I'm just trying to leave it here. Ooh. Oh, no. Oh, no, 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 no. Get back in the net. Get back in the net. And, oh, the camera wouldn't change for a moment there. We caught a break with that. I just tried to leave it there, and none of my defensemen came to pick up the puck as I had left it there. And, of course, Edmonton, they're aggressive forechecking, so they're going to come right after it. Roslovic shoots into our glove. Let's just hold it right there with the pressure coming from Roslovic. If I need to take a whistle, I'm going to take a whistle, especially if someone's standing right in front of the blue paint. I just can't take any chances with it. Oh, there it is! The first goal of the final. Great work from the corner, and we find Seth Jarvis standing undefended in the slot to put it right past Jack Campbell. It's just his third of the playoffs, but it might be his biggest goal of the playoffs to open the scoring in the Stanley Cup final. Well, how about it? We have a lead to play behind. I'm not surprised we would get the first goal. We have an offense that has turned into a scoring machine at times in this postseason. Kari Granlund, slow as ever. Slowest skater on the team has got to be Kari Granlund, and he skated himself right into a straight turnover. Got Puljujärvi shooting, blocked it away. Puljujärvi will go after it on the forecheck. A little bit of a crunch in the corner or in the boards behind the net. Draisaitl over to Hedman. Down low to McDavid. Oh, wow, we got that. We got a piece on that, covering that short side. This Oilers offense is going to try any and everything. So I've got to be aware of what I'm doing. Oh, that was out of play. Was that not out of play? There's no whistle blown dead. Play is not blown dead. McDavid over the net. Oh, McDavid in front. They did not connect on that centering feed. Here's Hedman going down low. Look who's coming out from behind the net. Connor McDavid down there as he receives this on the backhand. And look at him shovel it toward the open net. We get a blocker on it. And then I swear this hit someone on the bench or maybe out of... It did. It hit the guy changing. It hit Timo Meier, who's... watch him change off the bench, hits him and stays in play, and that's not blown dead? How's that not a whistle? The linesman is there. The referee is there. They're both looking at it, and they just keep play going like it's just casual. And then here's Connor McDavid's chance. He floated this above the shoulder over the net. You see we're at the top of our paint ready to make this save. Probably could have challenged a little more aggressively on this, to be honest. But he missed the net, so it's all good with me as long as McDavid isn't putting them in the back of the net. You can see it just float over the shoulder, ever so close to beating us. Driving the goal line. We got a loose play. We have a chance to push the offense. Larkin used them legs. He's on a breakaway. Dishes off to Meier. I don't know why he passed that off. He should have just taken it hard to the net himself. Well, that's a missed opportunity for Dylan Larkin. He had a clear-cut breakaway with no one on him. He could have taken a shot, could have deked. Decided to pass it off at the last moment. Maybe he was expecting a give-and-go play. Who knows? And this is one of those series, it feels like offense is going to come at a premium here. And we need to get as much of it as we can when we're given the opportunities. I don't know how hard it's going to be for us to score goals because we haven't played Edmonton that much. I think we played... I actually think did we not open the season against the Oilers? Game 1 of the season here in Season 4. I think opening night was against Edmonton. We started in that game. But that's the only time that we faced Edmonton this season. I don't have a real scouting report on them. Like, we knew coming into Montreal series that they would have that play where they drop it off the rush. We kind of scouted that out. I have nothing on Edmonton. We know the offensive ability that our team has. We have Natchez. We have Svechnikov. We know that we've gotten those guys going in the postseason, so we've got a good top two lines. We have solid depth. There's no reason we can't contend for this cup. Just the final seconds ticking down. Draisaitl to McDavid, and they go offside. How about that? They went offside. A bit of a break. The Oilers carry themselves offside. We'll leave the camera here just in case something happens before the horn sounds. We still got 5 seconds left here. Draisaitl over to McDavid. Oh, are you kidding me? Oh my God. Well, there you have it. Connor McDavid, welcome to the Stanley Cup Final. Oh, what a bad goal to give up. I slid over thinking we had a surefire save. McDavid just rips one right past the glove hand side. Oh, he lowered the glove at the last second. It was kind of a bang-bang play, but I figured we'd get out of the period. So much for that. And there I was laughing at them going offside. I figured it would be a nothing play, that we had a surefire save here, and we just let it go. That supremely sucks. We've kept them off the scoreboard until now, right at the end of period 2. Well, we got a 1-1 tie going into the third and final period of Stanley Cup Final Game 1. And it's all because of a loose play at the neutral zone, in the neutral zone, at the blue line. Connor McDavid power blast one right past my glove hand. I slid over thinking, surely we've got the short side covered. He fired it back against the grain. It was just one of those plays. We just didn't get any luck on it. Oh, that's very nice. And we will play this off. Hopefully we can get the escape out of the zone. Oh, the Scott Stevens special delivered out to, who is that on the receiving end of that hit? Welcome to the Stanley Cup Final, Jonathan Drouin. That's Victor Hedman laying that hit out. And Jonathan Drouin goes bucketless on this. A suey of a pass. Well, you got to keep your head up in this game. And that is premium example A of why you have to have your head up at all times. McDavid trying to go short side, a tricky little shot from Connor McDavid. This is no big deal. I'm only playing against the world's greatest hockey player in this series. This Stanley Cup Final rematch has me a little nervous and on edge. I'm not going to lie. The whole series, I'm just going to be on edge, especially when Edmonton has possession in the attacking zone. Their offense is capable of doing tremendously wonderful things for their team. And they're capable of doing tremendously bad things when it comes to my end of the ice. I'm telling you, I like the way that our D-zone coverage is so far in this game. We're playing pretty solid on the defensive side of the puck. The team in front of me is, for the most part, limiting the chances the Oilers can get. I mean, the less high danger stuff you give up, the easier it's going to be for me to do my job, especially against this Harlem Globetrotters level offense. Hedman will bring it in. The man that delivered the hit earlier in the game, Besser, we're going to get on top of this, and then hopefully D'Angelo can get this over the blue line quickly and cleanly. And it's going to be defended at the blue line. Nichushkin picks it up one-handed back door, and that just did not go for Kari Granlund. It's just back and forth we go. Holloway pulls up across to Balcers. That's flung wide. I think it got blocked on the way through. Holloway from the corner. In the corner, pinned. Besser tries to dig it out. D'Angelo gets to it first. Nichushkin poke checked away from it. Over to Jarvis. Blocked down and turned aside again. Batted out of the air off of Kari Granlund's stick. Jack Campbell has been wondrous in the Edmonton crease. Oh, what a great defensive stick by D'Angelo. He knew exactly what was coming. Bailed me out of that one. Nichushkin shoots. Pad save. Rebound given up. Poked away. The Oilers are going to try to get this out. Kicked aside. Balcers bumped off the puck. And now finally Brock Besser can just dump it in. And I'm going to leave that for my defense to handle. Draisaitl on the transition back into offense. Hands off to who else? Connor McDavid. Besser. Look at this offensive attack. They have layers on the attack. The thing is, when you have a team like this Edmonton offense, kind of like with Washington, you get focused supremely on two players. You get focused on Connor McDavid, number one. But you also have your eyes peeled for Leon Draisaitl. But then that leaves you forgetting about that third forward. And in this most recent case, Brock Besser, or whoever's on the line with McDavid and Draisaitl. It seems to me to be Pula Harvey. But whoever that third forward is, man, Edmonton's bringing the physicality now. Svech has been hit by Darnell Nurse. Lindell shoots, it's blocked through. Nurse has it. And a penalty's been called against the Hurricanes. A big late game penalty. A power play will be coming up for the Oilers. And see, I hate this. I really hate the upcoming situation I'm going to be in because Our entire team has to kill off 2 minutes of penalty. We've taken this, and we've taken one other penalty in this game. And we killed off the first one, limited the Oilers to one shot on that entire power play opportunity. But I highly doubt that's going to be the case for the majority of Edmonton power plays in this series. But look at Mikheyev. He's always been a really good penalty killer for this team. Maybe don't hold your breath for the whole 2 minutes here. Oh, Morrissey, great defending on Roslovic. I thought I was going to see a shot from Roslovic. Kept in by Roslovic. There's the shot. We've got the save. We went into that seated animation for a moment. There ain't no rest for the wicked, just like Cage the Elephant said. So Oilers tag up, get on side. Roslovic to Besser. It's laying there. I'm just going to cover this up. I have no choice. Oh, they win the faceoff. Nugent Hopkins. Oh, what kind of rebound? My own goalie in game trying to scare the living daylights out of myself. I guess he's chill about these rebounds. More penalty to kill off. And Morrissey, my defense, my penalty killing defense, doing massive work in front. They know how difficult this is going to be for me. We play as a team. We win as a team. I just win as a goalie. I'm the reason we're here in the first place. I take all the credit for it. What kind of bank pass? The Oilers keep it in. Nuge turned aside, couple of rebounds, and we've got it right here. Played off to D'Angelo and cleared. Boy, are we eating and leaving no crumbs right now. So we've killed that whole penalty off, which is massive. Roslovic, another blocker save. We made another one like that. You guys keep shooting it off that blocker side. Cover it. I can't cover it. I can't do anything about that. I had triangle pressed. Besser kicked aside. Boy, has this just been a phenomenal sequence at the end of this third period. The penalty kill and the immediate offense. I can't change the camera. It won't let me. I made the save. I could not change the camera. I was frantically pressing the center button on my PS4 controller, and it would not put the camera back. Sweet blessed, my heart rate has exploded through the roof. Is game one going to overtime? It has that feeling it could go to overtime. We thought game 4 against Ottawa was going to overtime, and then we scored one late. Do we have another late one in ourselves before game 1 can expire? God forbid the Oilers get a late one here in regulation. Ooh, blocked away. Kept in by Larkin, one-timer into the glove of Campbell, and he just holds on to it calmly right there. As the seconds tick down even further, Edmonton in a full-on trap, and we still are going to get a chance, a quality look. We still got possession off the rebound. In front, Meyer, and Campbell just melts it down, 6.7 in regulation. Who had a goaltender's duel on their bingo card for this series? I mean, raise your hand. I don't think anyone's raising their hand. This was not expected. We're going to go to game 1, overtime in the Stanley Cup final. I'm super nervous right now. This is overtime. Every save opportunity counts. Every save that I can actually make counts. We've done overtime a handful of times in this playoffs. I think we've come out victorious every single time we've gone to overtime in the playoffs so far. There's another one by Campbell as we've got a falling Druin in the crease. It's got to be max attack right now from our offense. Our best players have got to show up in this OT period. I got to contain this. I have to contain this. Draisaitl, McDavid, first line. McDavid, buried to Draisaitl, over to Hedman. Lots of passing. Shot blocked, heavy block. Nice sacrificial play in front. McDavid, and he missed it. He forced it wide. I thought the game was over. So we still got life. McDavid missed the net, and he's got it again. Drop pass gets played back into center ice. Svechnikov will advance forward further. Natchez pulls back over to Svechnikov, hits the post. Svechnikov had the game winner on his stick right there, as he has had so many times in this postseason. Oh, that's a tough place for Larkin. That's a tough spot. Draisaitl shooting. We turn it away. Draisaitl, the recovery to Puljujärvi. We turn that away. It's on the pad. It's loose. We've covered it. We've got time and space to play. There's Morrissey. Gets it ahead to Meyer. Meyer is bumped off the puck in the neutralize. That trap working wonders for Edmonton. And now on the wing, Kotkaniemi. He passes off to Meyer in front. Larkin hit the post. It bounces around. It's in! It's in! Does it count?
It's in. Oh my God, it's in.
It counts! The game is over. We are going to take game 1 in overtime. What a weird, fluky play. I need to see it in a replay. I need to see a replay of this. The Edmonton arena is silent, dead silent here as we do a massive, awkward group hug. Timo Meier with a game winner. How is that not goalie interference? That's an awkward play. I need a legit instant replay of that. And your game one first star, me with a 969 save percentage. Very nice. So we're going back to look at this. This is the save sequence. We had Draisaitl, short side. That's pretty easy stuff. That's a basic save, a necessary save in overtime. Puljujarvi, none more necessary than this awkward boot save. Draisaitl can't put that one past us either. So I think I covered this. I covered it and then played it off to the right. We have a lot of space and a lot of time to find Morrissey. Now Meier skates into a turnover. Yeah. So they push it right back in, but good job. Morrissey comes to pick up his teammates. Wide open, weak side breakout to Kotkaniemi. Now he's going to pass it off to Meier. Look who gets in behind the defense. It's Larkin. He shovels this. What a saucer pass, by the way, but he shovels this. I think it hits the post. No, the pad. It hits the pad of Campbell. It hits the pad of Campbell off the crossbar, and then it floats into the crease in front. It hits Campbell in the head. That's what it hits Campbell in the head right here. And then it's loose in the crease, shoveled 5-hole by Timo Meier. Wow. And it had just enough to go over the goal line. And what an awkward goal, but what a great play to set this up on the backdoor pass. Hedman right here, that pass. It's just such a weird goal, but what a way to win the game. I thought they would wave this off because Larkin does bump into Campbell there. So here it is, here we go, the almighty net cam. This will show us everything. So there's the backdoor pass. It hits a pat. Wow, you see it great right here. And then it lands. And this is where Meier gets a stick on it, and it has just enough energy to go over the goal line. Well, how was that for a first game of the Stanley Cup Final? 31 saves on 32 shots faced. The Oilers brought us just about all that we could handle. And just to think, this could have been a Game 1 Stanley Cup Final shutout. Our first postseason shutout could have come if not for Connor McDavid's blast from the blue line at an odd angle. We could have potentially had a little shutout in this game, but I'm super thrilled with that. That was totally unexpected. We knew what we were going up against with this offense. I didn't expect to only allow 1 goal against in Game 1. And we are now just 3 wins away from winning hockey's greatest prize. We want to lift that trophy over our heads at the end of this series. We don't want to be on the losing end of it.